It's normal for learner drivers to struggle when it comes to approaching junctions and hazards. Often they slow down too late and end up braking quite harshly at the last moment, or in trying to fix that, they end up trying to slow down really too early. If they do need to stop, they end up stopping left, right, too close to the hazard or too far back from the junction. And when they do stop at a junction, quite often they miss the opportunity because they've just stopped for, say, a car coming round that roundabout. Just after that car, there is an opportunity for them to go, but they're not ready to take it. So they either miss it or they rush, leading them to stall or make the car go like this as they try to move away. The solution is the two-stage stop. But before I go into that, here are some examples of the problem. So remember, it's right third exit. So mirrors, signal, start slowing down. I wonder how busy it is. Let's have a look. Oh, it looks quite busy. I think I need to stop. Let's stop. Ah, I can go, but I'm not in the right gear. And I've stopped too early. Get first gear, get closer to the line. Need to wait for that white Citroen as they're not indicating to leave. Oh, and they do leave. Thank you very much. Or at least the BMW is indicating well. Okay, I can go now. And they indicated to leave. Well done. I guess the stereotype is not always true. There's a green light, yet a queue of cars, and I'm going to have to stop. I guess that's traffic for you. Stop here behind the white Fiat. Ah, they're moving. Quick, right, first gear. Get some gas. Check it's safe whilst I get the bright point. How have they got so far so quickly? Second gear. Am I even going to make this green light now? Come on. Ah, I've made it. That's more luck than judgment though. Parked car is on my side of the road and there's a bus and I can't fit. So I best stop. First gear. I really should be moving already. The bus has already gone. Why is this taking me so long? Last time a car overtook me just as I was going to pull out. I took so long. What can I do differently? Or am I just really not very good at driving? That's quite typical of a learner driver. They stop, but they can't get going straight away. They're not ready to get going. They need to do their gear. And if it's on a hill, it's even worse because they'll probably have to do a handbrake start. Now, I know many of you are saying, oh, I can just hold my foot on the brake, lift up the clutch to the bite point, then come off the brake to do a hill start instead of a handbrake start. But believe me, that doesn't work in all cars. You need both skills because in some cars you do need gas before you lift the clutch up, or it's just going to cough and splutter and conk out. The solution to this problem is the two-stage stop. If you do the two-stage stop, you'll find you won't have to stop as often, and when you do, you are ready to go as soon as you need to. Here is an example of a two-stage stop. I'm going to give way to this junction up the road, and instead of stopping and then getting the gear and looking to see if it's safe to go, I will slow down to walking speed before the mouth of the junction. The mouth of the junction is where the junction does that. And at that point, then I'll get first gear, so I'm ready to go. Then I'll make sure I've got a good position. I'm going to be turning left, so I will have to steer left and follow the curb round to the left. And then just before I stop, I'll have a quick look to see if I need to stop. And I may be able to just carry on. And what's great about this is that if it's uphill, I don't need to do a hill start if I don't need to stop. I keep the car moving. Let me show you. So, check round and make sure it's safe. Let's get going. And I'm going to turn left, so centre left mirror, left signal, slowing down to a slow walking speed, about this, get first gear, steer around the mouth of the junction, and now I'm going to start checking both ways to see if it's safe, looks safe, and I can carry on. I didn't actually need to stop, and as soon as I saw it was safe, I could go immediately, and if it was uphill, again, I wouldn't have to do a hill start. I don't know if you noticed here, I just did it with these cars. I saw the oncoming cars with the parked cars and I just stayed slow. I could see that, okay, I'm gonna have to give way to those oncoming cars. Let's stay slow and get there once the oncoming cars have passed. And those parked cars lead me on neatly to the three-stage stop. Now you're probably chuckling thinking, what's this guy on about making things so complicated? And no, I don't like making learning to drive complicated. I actually like to make it as easy as possible. I don't believe in all these acronyms, LADA, for example, look, assess, decide, act. I mean, who drives like that? When you're driving, you don't think at a junction, look, assess, decide, act, you look. If it's clear, you go. If it's not, you stop. The 3-stage stop sounds complicated, but it's actually really simple. All you do, if you see a problem up ahead, like a hazard, and you think you might be able to carry on if you get there a bit later, slow down 10, 15 miles an hour to 10 to 15 miles an hour, not by 10 or 15 miles an hour, and get second gear. So you're sort of jogging towards it. And then let's say it doesn't clear, let's say there's still a problem up ahead. Well, instead of just stopping, we'll slow down even more. Slow down to walking speed, which is less than 5 miles an hour, and then get first gear, and then keep rolling towards it for that bit longer. Hopefully the situation clears, or you can see an opportunity for you to go. If not, then stop. That's your 3rd stage. So it sounds complicated, but it's really just good planning. Instead of getting there and stopping, you're actually trying to plan to get there once the hazard has gone, or if it's a junction, once you've had an opportunity to see if it's safe. Here's an example of the 3-stage stop. Looks quite narrow up ahead, so I'm slowing down, getting second gear, 10 miles an hour and clutch up. And when I've got here, I can actually see there's enough room for me to fit through. So you're slowing down in stages. If you know you're going to probably have to stop, slow down to a walk and get first. If you think you'll be able to keep moving at, say, jogging speed, slow down to about 10 miles an hour and get second. Same here. I'm not sure how much room I'm going to have with this Mini, so I'm slowing down to about 10 miles an hour, getting second gear and clutch up. Now I can see there's space for me to go through. I'll go through. If it continued to be narrow and I wasn't sure I could fit, I would slow down even more and get first. I'm going to turn into a road on the left up here. So centre, left mirror, left signal. Normally to turn into side roads, I can go down to about 10 miles an hour and get second gear. So I'm going to do that now, clutch up in second gear, but I can't see in the road. So I'm going to slow down even more into a walking speed and get first gear. And now I can actually see into the road, make sure it's safe for me to pull in. Also, I'm slow enough that I've got time to steer into my half of the road, because that was quite a tight turn. It's going to take a while to twiddle the wheel that much without going into the wrong side of the road. And if someone was crossing the road or it was blocked, I was able to stop easily, the 3rd stage. I'm approaching this roundabout now, and instead of stopping in one go, I'm going to slow down to about 10 miles an hour and get second gear, clutch up 10 to 15 miles an hour and go around this bend. Now I have an opportunity to see if it's safe. It's not, so I'm going to slow down to walking speed and get first gear. I don't know why my reverse sensors are going off. Fords tend to set them off. And I can keep the car moving without actually stopping. Now the van's gone, I'm still moving, but now I do actually have to stop because there is cars coming from the right, but I'm already in first gear. The whole time I'm approaching that junction, I'm both ready to stop smoothly and I'm ready to go. And that's the key. You need to be ready to do both. You can't just be ready to hit the brakes and stop. You've got to be ready to stop and go. Here's some traffic lights here. So it's a red light. Instead of just stopping, I'm going to slow down to a walk, come off the brake, let it walk, get first gear. As it walks, then I can get gas and lift the clutch up to carry on. That way, I was always ready to go. And as the queue started moving, I could start moving. The key to it there is to slow down a little bit early, so you give yourself that space to walk. Instead of just stopping behind the car, slow down a bit early, release the brake, let it walk forwards at a very low speed, 2, 3, 4 miles an hour or something, get first gear, and then hopefully you can carry on. And if not, it's easy to stop. It does seem to be the case that the front parking sensors on this car go off when I go behind a Ford with reversing sensors, especially a Ford Transit van with reversing sensors. It just interacts with my car and it starts beeping, even sometimes when I'm 2 or 3 car lengths away from it. A quirk of the car, it's always done it. I'm going to do it again. Here's a red light up ahead, starting to slow down. I don't plan to stop in one go behind this red Mercedes. I'm going to slow down to a slow walk, car length back, and now I'm going to let it walk forwards, get first gear. I'm still ready to go, no one's moving, so now I will stop. And it's a really nice chauffeur stop because I'm able to do it so gently as it's not hurried. And if you want to know what a chauffeur stop is, it's just a smooth stop. It's the sort of stop you would do if you were driving the Queen around. And again, slowing down to a walk, off the brake, get first gear. And now I can use the gas and clutch just to move forwards a little bit more, as everyone's moved a bit further than it initially looked. and it allows me to stop exactly where I want to, not just smoothly, not just ready to go if the traffic starts moving, but because my clutch is down, I'm in first gear, if I need to move a little bit further, it's very easy for me to give a little bit of gas, lift the clutch up a little bit and just edge up a little bit to stop exactly where I want to stop. And here's another example. There's a red light up ahead. The truck is stopping, so I'm going to slow down. About a car length before I want to stop, I want to be walking. I let the car walk, then I get first gear. And this habit's good. Getting first gear now just as you walk forwards means that you don't forget your gear. And I think I'm where I want to be now, so I'll just finish this. Oh no, it's just gone green and we started moving, but I was ready to go. And you see, as soon as the truck started moving, I was in gear, ready to go, and I never did actually come to a complete stop there. So again, if it's uphill, if you're rolling forwards, you're not going to roll back. Another way this method can help you at junctions is it allows you to take opportunities you may not otherwise be able to take. So I'm going right at this roundabout. If I slow down to about 10 miles an hour and get second gear and clutch up, now I can stay slow and make sure that silver car passes and then go after the silver car. If I got there quickly and just stopped, or stopped when I saw the silver car, I wouldn't have the option of rolling and being able to let the car pass before I enter the roundabout. And also sometimes I might see a car that's further away and I think, oh, actually, if I speed up a little bit, I'll be able to make it. So it allows you to enter the roundabout more efficiently. Most new drivers struggle with this method to begin with. I don't tell them what to do and they just do it straight away. It takes a lot of repetitive encouragement from me to get them to back off and slow down early so that they can prepare and be ready to go when there's an opportunity. Once they grasp it, however, their driving does get more independent and more successful. They tend to keep with the flow of traffic better and they make better decisions at junctions and hazards such as parked cars. Of course, occasionally I do get a pupil that I'll say, back off early, get second gear, bring the clutch up, and I'll give you a bit of time to figure out what's going on, and they do it straight away. Well, they don't take very long to learn, but most people do need that encouragement from me to remind them, look, there's a parked car up ahead, let's back off now, slow down, get second gear, bring the clutch up, because we're not sure we can go yet, and as we get closer, we can start to figure out if there's room or if we have to slow down more or stop. Some people are taught to go down one gear at a time as they slow down. You don't need to do this, you can just slow down in sixth gear and go straight to first, but it does have its merits to go down one gear at a time. Driving instructors in the UK, or at least most of them, don't teach you to go down one gear at a time. It's not recommended that we teach you this because it overcomplicates the situation. The problem with it is most people don't actually use it well. They tend to just try and quickly go down gears when they're really close to the junction and not able to lift the clutch up and actually use that lower gear. It's pointless just going 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 without actually using the gear. You may as well just go from 6 to 1. It makes no difference. That's not using the gears to help yourself slow down. That's just being awkward. It does have its merits though, changing down one gear at a time as you approach problems, because it encourages you to do it earlier and more gradual, which gives you more time to process information. So there is an advantage there. This is sort of doing that really, but I'm emphasizing that it's not just going down the gears. It's about slowing down and having time at that lower speed, which is why this method is just as important in an automatic as it is in a manual. In an automatic, you don't have to worry about changing down the gears, but you're still doing the important thing of slowing down early and giving your brain time to process the information up ahead. How much space have I got to go next to that parked car? Can I go or do I need to wait? Can I go at this junction? How many cars are coming around? Which way are they signaling? Which way does it look like they're going? You need time to do that, and this method gives you that time. Well, I hope this video helps you plan ahead and helps you make better decisions when it comes to dealing with parked cars and junctions. If you think it does, please give it a thumbs up. And as usual, check out Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car for practice, Collingwood can help because you can do so without affecting their policy or risking their no claims bonus. Via the link, there's up to 35% off at the moment and a £20 Amazon gift card. If you're insuring your own car, check out confused.com. You fill out one quote form and you get loads of quotes back from different insurers to see who's cheapest, and you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like to compare how much it costs to insure different cars. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel, so thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos and check out Facebook and Instagram if you wish. They're both Conquer Driving. And until the next one, cheerio.